Suicide is the second leading cause of death in the United States for those ages 10 through 34. New Jersey native Valentina Sanchez of Asbury Park lost her mother to suicide back in 2011. And just a year before that, her grandmother took her own life. And now Valentina has taken these tragedies and turned them into advocacy.
I had to grow up so fast and kind of become my mom's mom and my little sister's mom.
Valentina was living a nightmare for any 16-year-old girl.
Both of the stories are a little different. My grandmother got depressed after she lost her husband, my grandfather, and then she decided to take her own life. But my mom's story was a little different. So she struggled with a very severe depression for about 8 years or so. She tried to take her own life 3 times. And finally, on June 20th, 2011, which was actually the day after my 16th birthday, she took her own life.
These tragedies motivated Valentina to become a suicide prevention advocate, a mission she carried to schools throughout the state when, as a high school senior in Manasquan High School, she won Miss Teen New Jersey, USA.
This mental health platform coming from a millennial is one of the most important things we could ask for. When Valentina was going to Manasquan High School, they were in the midst of one of the largest suicide contagions in the United States. They lost, I believe it was 9 youth in about a 3-year period.
For Valentina, pageantry was a way of honoring the memory of her mother and grandmother, and a way to keep her mind focused on her mission of removing the stigma of mental illness.
Pageants were kind of how everything came together. I was actually getting ready for my first national pageant when I lost my mom. But then we found a letter that my mom left me, and she was obviously saying goodbye, and she also took the time to tell me in that letter that she wanted me to do the pageant.
She tells me that people gasped, even mentioning the word suicide that day on the pageant stage. Years later, she believes the stigma still remains.
I want to use the platform to shed light on mental health and suicide prevention, to share my story.
How are we doing in New Jersey?
In New Jersey, our rates are skyrocketing, just like nationwide. So what we're seeing is we're seeing the numbers of the youth kind of coming down in Monmouth County, but the adults, and particularly the middle-aged adults, the rates are going up.
I think the most important thing is to try to normalize the conversation about mental health and suicide prevention. I think that the reason that we are losing so many people to suicide is because there is a stigma attached to mental illness.
And Valentina is determined. She is on her way to the next step of her journey.
This November 24th, I'm competing for the title of Miss New Jersey USA, and November 24th happens to be my mom's birthday. And that was kind of like the extra push that I needed to decide to compete this year. I feel that pageants are a way for me to stay connected with my mom. If anybody listening to me right now is struggling with mental illness, I just want them to know that they cannot be replaced. They will not only be ending their lives, they will be taking a piece of the hearts of those people who love them with them. And take it from me, the lives of your loved ones will not be the same without you.
The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available for free and confidential support. That number is 1-800-273-8255. Reporting from Monmouth University, I'm Kimberly Kravitz for New Jersey News Network.